Mark Neustel was a tremendous athlete, but not only that, Mark was high quality in the classroom and a leader on campus. The purpose was to recognize a current Corban athlete who exemplified those very attributes, accomplishment, achievement, leadership, in and outside the classroom and in the athletic arena.
One of my greatest stories that I remember about him was, not only playing with him for a few years on the team, but my sophomore year, we were fortunate enough to do well and make it to the national tournament that year. But about halfway through the year, he was injured in practice one day, which ended up being, we thought it was just a real bad sprained ankle, but ended up being some torn ligaments and a stress fracture. And when it came time to go to the national tournament, he was rehabbed and healthy to play again. And this just goes to the testament of what kind of person he was at his core. Our coach approached him and said, "Hey, you're rehabbed," and said, "Are you ready to start?" He said, "I'm ready to start. I think I do a fine job, but we've been doing well all year. We've made it to the national tournament with the program that you've got, the starters that you've got. I think it's better that you work me in." So as a friend and a mentor, helping you be a leader on the team, but showing what it meant to be unselfish and what's best for the team, and all those kind of things that make a strong team, that make your time here as an athlete, in a team like that, so much more than just basketball. Those are life lessons that you learn, and he's the type of guy that taught that on and off the court.
Mark Neustel came to Corban about a year after I did. I was a second-year student, he was a first-year student. We lived in the residence halls together. I was with him the first day he met Connie, his future wife. He was a great athlete, a good friend. We shared a lot in common about athletics and being outdoors and those kinds of things in our life. And one of the things I remember about Mark is he came to Corban because he wanted to grow spiritually. He wanted to have friends that he shared Christian values with. And he just really valued the kind of culture that Corban could provide that other institutions he was considering didn't have. And so I just missed the guy a ton. He was a great friend and really a great father and husband. And Mark Neustel is a great example of what a Corban alumni should be.
Well, Mark as a player, I remember recruiting him out of Lebanon High School and seeing the distance that he shot and his accuracy. And so that was the thing that sold us on Mark, and he was a 6'4" off guard, which is unusual for our level of play. So when he played for me, I remember as a freshman, we went to play Hawaii Hilo in the playoffs, and that was back when it was NAIA District 2, and there were 20 teams in district, and you had to be in the top 8. Well, we were the 8th seed, and Hawaii Hilo was number 1. Our big kid got hurt, and Mark Neustel as a freshman carried us that game and kept us in the ball game. Mark, I think, scored 27 points, if I remember right, hardly missed, and there was no three-point line, so that was pretty impressive. But the distance with which Mark could shoot it was incredible with the accuracy that he had, and he really stretched the defense and was a huge part of our success.
So when you ask me what kind of person Mark was, there's so many great qualities that come to mind. He loved the Lord. He was a defender for the truth. He treasured his family and his many, many friendships. I still smile when I think about his humor and his wit. And he loved athletics. He loved this college. And he was an avid fisherman. Most importantly though, all I have to do is look at our 3 amazing kids. And not only do I see glimpses of him in them, but I can tell you the legacy of his character lives on. Mark's love and dedication for Lauren and Emma and Blake was like none other. I recently came across a card that he wrote me, and in it he said, "There isn't a day that goes by, whether at work or when I'm away, that I don't think about them and what they're doing and how they're doing. And I pray for them a lot." That's the kind of dad and man that Mark was. He kept a framed picture of the kids on his desk with this wonderful quote, "100 years from now, it will not matter what my bank account was, the sort of house I lived in, or the kind of car I drove. But the world may be different because I was important in the life of a child." and he truly was so important to them. Life is wonderful, and death does not change life, but eternal life changes death.